Guys, we have an urgent breaking news coming out. Vladimir Zelensky says he's ready to go to Budapest, urges President Trump to be tougher on Vladimir Putin. And it seems like for the first time ever, these three will see face to face. Ukrainian President Zelensky said he is ready to travel to Budapest for a possible meeting between, look at this, US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. All eyes will be in this event. I mean, you got these three leaders. I mean, that's going to be huge. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19. Number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. So asked whether he would push to attend the summit in Budapest, Zelensky said he had already told the U.S. president, "I'm ready." All right. Can this be a sign that this war can end between Ukraine and Russia? I mean, we want to see that, guys. We want to see this war come to an end. Almost 4 years going on with this war between Russia and Ukraine. Zelensky also argued that President Trump should apply greater pressure on the Russian president than on Hamas. Now, Putin is like, he's like Hamas, but stronger. The war is larger in scale, and the Russian army is the second biggest in the world. So more pressure is needed, the Ukrainian president said. So he compared Putin to Hamas. And Donald needs to put pressure. Imagine if these two go at it. And one thing I tell you is that Vladimir Putin is a black belt. Again, I see some escalation bound to happen. So Zelensky also called Putin a terrorist, but said he would still be willing to meet with him face to face. If we truly want a just and lasting peace, we need both sides of this tragedy. How can there be any agreements without us? About us, Zelensky added. On October the 16th, President Donald Trump said he had a productive conversation with Putin and announced plans for an in-person meeting with the president in Budapest. Now, he said the talks would take place within the next 2 weeks. Wow. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave comments down below. Putin, Trump, Zelensky meeting. Now remember, Zelensky said he hates that man. He hates Putin. He despises that man. And I guess Putin feels the same way too. Now, President Donald Trump told Zelensky, it's over. You're not going to get those territory back. You're not going to get Crimea. You're not going to get Luhansk, Donetsk, Lviv, or Zaporizhia. You're not going to get those regions. They took that region. They're not going to let it go. You need to just accept it. Zelensky is saying, no, I'm not going to accept it. Trump responded, I can't be backing you up. I can't be giving you my missiles and stuff like that. Again, we can't be, backing you up 24/7. It has to come to an end. End it here before he takes more territories. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor, for his part, said he also spoke with the U.S. president and plans to speak with the Russian president. Now, Orbán confirmed Hungary is ready to host the Putin-Trump meeting and said preparation for the summit have already begun. All right. Now, the strange part about all this is that Russian President Vladimir Putin, he's going to be traveling, he's going to be taking the long route. Because, I mean, we're talking about Europe. He has to, again, from Moscow, he has to go pass through Europe and going down to Hungary. And that's going to be very risky. You know how many Europeans are possibly going to be pointing missiles at that plane? So they're going to take the longer route. They're going to go to the southern, passing Turkey and going through. I got to show you the map. But again, they're going to take a long route. All right, so it says here, October 17, Zelensky met with President Donald Trump at the White House, and during the joint press remarks, the Ukrainian leader again emphasized that Ukraine needs Tomahawk missiles, offered the U.S. a weapons deal. Now, President Donald Trump responded that he would prefer to end the war without providing the Tomahawks to Ukraine. Now, he also said that the U.S. needs the missiles too, and that he does not want to give away weapons necessary for his own country defense. Now, here's the thing, guys. When Trump said that, we do need missiles. I believe the next war will be Venezuela. Either Venezuela or perhaps, who knows, maybe Iran. Or again, but I do believe it's going to be more towards Venezuela. And now Colombia has joined the war. So it says here later, Zelensky told reporters that the U.S. and Ukraine will no longer make public statements about long-range weapons, as Washington wants to avoid the escalation. Wow. So in other words, again, no Tomahawk. There ain't going to be no Tomahawk. You need to let that go. Z, let it go. Let it go. No Tomahawks. It ends here. Now, I did talk about this yesterday. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, guys, but President Donald Trump warned Zelensky to accept Putin's term for ceasefire or be destroyed. Be destroyed. Look, we cannot be the world police. We cannot be backing lands 24/7 like that. America was not built to be doing this type of stuff. This country is a home for those who want to live in peace. This country was founded under Christian value. Again, now you see there's been transformed to the abomination. From one nation under God to a nation gone under. In a tense White House encounter on Friday, October the 17th, 2025, President Donald Trump reportedly clashed with Ukrainian leader Zelensky over Russia's invasion. Sources reveal President Donald Trump urged Zelensky to cede territory to avoid the total destruction. According to MSN, the meeting devolved into a shouting match with cursing all the time. Trump echoed Russian President Vladimir Putin's demands, insisting Zelensky surrender the Donbas region. Now, he warned, if Putin wants it, he will destroy you, and claimed Ukraine was losing the war. Now, Zelensky sought long-range Tomahawk missiles, but left empty-handed. European officials noted Zelensky was very negative afterward, prompting pragmatic planning for next steps. Just end the war. I mean, I can understand that territory was taken, but Russia is going to continue taking more and more and more. Again, Ukraine, look, all this, again, stuff here, I blame Joe. The man was in the spotlight. He was the commander-in-chief of this country. The way he did things when it comes to, again, a situation with Afghan, and after Afghan, Ukraine, and Russia, I mean, Joe is to blame for all that. I mean, I do feel bad for again, the people of Ukraine and that country, but Joe's decision, it was so weak. Again, like Trump said, if I were president in 2020, none of this would have happened. But again, 80-something million went for Joe. And now look at this. It's just a complete mess. So Z gonna have to take a loss on this one here. Because we cannot continue sending weapons. If we send Tomahawks, that's a guaranteed World War III. Something that Donald is trying to avoid. Who's to blame? Oh, the person that received 81 million votes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time later. Peace.